The 14th chapter describes a harvest. Then I looked, and there was a white cloud, and sitting on the cloud one who looked like a son of man, with a gold crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. Another angel came out of the temple, crying out in a loud voice to the one sitting on the cloud, "Use your sickle and reap the harvest, for the time to reap has come, because the earth's harvest is fully ripe." So the one who was sitting on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested. Apocalypse 14:14-16. That harvest is followed by another harvest. Then another angel came out of the temple in heaven who also had a sharp sickle. Then another angel came from the altar, who was in charge of the fire, and cried out in a loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, "Use your sharp sickle and cut the clusters from the earth's vines, for its grapes are ripe." So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and cut the earth's vintage. He threw it into the great winepress of God's fury. The winepress was trodden outside the city, and blood poured out of the winepress to the height of a horse's bridle for 200 miles. Apocalypse 14:17-20. Let's begin by comparing the two harvests. In both cases, someone is holding a sickle. In both cases, someone else gives the order to use the sickle. In both cases, the reason for the order is that the crops are ripe. In both cases, someone swings the sickle, thus obeying the order. However, there are also differences between the two harvests. In the first harvest, one who looked like a son of man with a gold crown on his head does the reaping. But in the second harvest, an angel does the reaping. In the first harvest, the location of the reaping is a white cloud, which is not the case with the second harvest. In the first harvest, the reason for the timing of the order is that the earth's harvest is fully ripe, while in the second harvest, the reason is that its grapes are ripe. Finally, in the first harvest, nothing is done after the harvest, while in the second harvest, the crops are thrown into the great winepress of God's fury, and are trodden outside the city, and blood poured out of the winepress to the height of a horse's bridle for 200 miles.